Welcome back everyone to Sunsaw Gaming. Alright, so today we have 4 matches for you, once again. Carrying on from yesterday. Now yesterday I've showed 4 tier 6 matches. Today we have 2 tier 8 matches and 2 tier 10 matches. And well, they're all masteries, just like yesterday's were, as I am clearing out my mastery folder that I currently have. So I'm just going to play these 4, go over them, hopefully you learn something. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there and give us a hand with the channel. So I do apologise guys, this is a tier 7, not a tier 8. However, it is a mastery and we're still going to throw it in the mix. This was sent in by Relevant and Reaper from the Kiwi Yoinkers clan, my clan. So thank you for sending this in, Reaper. And I mean, straight off the bat here in this match, you're going to see some stupid team play. And this comes mainly from the KV2 on Relevant Reaper's team here. Just showing off very bad positioning for a tank that doesn't have the greatest accuracy. So Relevant Reaper being in a TD and one with a very large gun at that. Now you'll notice he's only got HE rounds loaded, and out of a tank like this you can get away with only firing HE rounds, as you're going to see Relevant Reaper do here in this match. Now, his whole team is coming this way towards AB. Relevant Reaper is going to try and set himself up behind this bush here, and he's just going to look for some easy shots that he can take. Now, he's set up, he's scoped in, he's ready for it, and our friendly KV2 goes and dunks himself right in the way, just blocking off any useful shots that Relevant Reaper might have and making him have to jostle for position. Don't do that. If you're in a KV2, guys, like, I mean, you see just there, that KV2, he fired, he missed, he screwed up his shot royally, and he's got a 20-second reload. All of that, and he was basically in Relevant Reaper's way. But Relevant Reaper gets a nice shot into that SU-100Y, dealing some very decent damage. And you'll notice by this point, there's already a medium tank up behind Relevant Reaper. And he's already aware of this tank, but he knows he had that shot on a light tank, which he didn't want to miss, which is good to him. But now that he's dealt with that light tank, he's going to back off. He does take a hit there from the enemy, but he does manage to turn around to deal with this Cromwell B. And he's going to get another very nice HE round straight into the side of this guy for 999 damage. And you're going to see the KV2 again being just as ineffectual with his shots as his positioning, missing the Cromwell entirely. So this KV2's done essentially nothing but be in the way so far. I mean, Relevant Reaper's made the best of it. He has made the best of it. His team's not doing too well. It is a 5 versus 4, soon to be a 3 versus 4, and I mean, that's just how it rolls. Now, he still has HE rounds loaded. It's a lucky bounce there from the IS, and I mean, there's not much more you can do with an HE round except for what he just done there, which was track the IS. He gets himself off the rock, and he's going to hammer him again. Now, he is closing the distance here, but it turns out in his favour. He's going to turn, he's going to fire another HE round into this guy, tracking him again, which allows his teammate to come around the corner. Now, his teammate, unfortunately, does bounce off the back of the IS. So, aim, guys, aim. It is important. KV2, KV3, you guys, just take that extra second to aim. It's worth getting those shells into your enemy. I mean, it's better than missing. And a very, very great 1000 damage hit there on the TD on the enemy team. Now, you'll notice he is almost out of time with these cap points. He's got 2 enemies left alive, and those points are going up relatively quickly, so he's going to make a beeline for base B. This SB1C, however, not the luckiest, gets himself cleared right out of the game. This Cromwell B should have rammed and been long gone, but he didn't. Gets cleared out by Relevant Reaper's teammates, and they pick up the win. Now, that match could have gone so much worse, but Relevant Reaper's big gun with those HE rounds really turned it in favour of his team, getting 4045 damage, ace mastery, high caliber, all that good jazz, and basically carrying. So thank you for sending that one in to me, Relevant Reaper. It was a great match to watch, and good to see you getting ace masteries out there. And we'll jump into our next. Now, our second match here, again, is on Hellas, except this one is done by myself and Patu. Now, we're both driving the Defender Mark 1s in a platoon, And we're on the opposite side to Hellas as to what Relevant Reaper just played on. And we're going to show in this one just the importance of actually controlling the map. And I mean, it doesn't get much more simple than this.
Time to roll out.
2 mediums on our team, 2 mediums on their team. I mean, the lineups are exact in the way of tank types. So myself and Patu, we are going to go out to the medium route. We are going to take C. We are going to put all of our damage with these 2 clippers out on this side of the field, because that's what we should do as mediums. We don't want the enemy flanking our heavies and tank destroyers, so it's the smart thing to do, is to come out here and hold the flank and push through if possible. Now I'm going to hop up on C here, and in a moment we are going to light up some tank destroyers like this 152 here, and we're just going to get some nice rounds into him. So we notice he is looking at us, so we do back off. Unfortunately, that means we don't keep the cap points there from base C, but that's perfectly fine. We pull forward, we get another shot into him, and we start a reload right before we realise there is still another target we could have shot at. So, bit of a mistake on my part there, reloading just slightly too early, but that's okay. We've managed to cap C. Patu's got himself in a position where he can fire on these AT-15 and the 152. And we're just going to pull forward and start looking at getting some shots in. Now he has turned, he has looked at me, he's seen me, but Patu has gone right around the outside. Now Patu's going to deal with that guy. He's going to keep him distracted, as you can see there, getting the shots into him. And we're going to stop this T-44 from doing the flanking maneuver. Now I was spotted, he has seen me coming this way, and he's ready for me. This T-44 knows I'm here. He was waiting, he does miss his shot however, and I damage his ammo rack, which is great because that gives me the time needed to put these 4 shells into this T-44 and just back off. Now, I do have a long reload, so I'm just going to use this time, the space behind this rock as much as I can up until the point where I can no longer stay safe from this T-44, just to extend my reload time and minimise the amount of time he has to shoot at me. Now, at this point, I'm actually, saying to Patu on comms, help me out, and he does manage to put a shot into this T-44, so thank you for the assist there, Patu. That helps us clear that guy out, and now we can push on to these TDs that were over here. Now that 152, he has pushed up, he's moved out of position, which just leaves the AT-15. Now, the AT-15 knows we're both over here, so big mistake on his part, not paying attention to the minimap, not paying attention to what's going on, and it's going to cost him dearly. So guys, always pay attention to your minimap. You know where tanks are, stay with them. Do not let them sneak up on you like me and Patu just done to this AT-15. Because, I mean, if you do let them sneak up on you like that, it's going to end about as bad as it did for him. So, sitting in this position here, we're going to look for some more shots. We can't quite hit the IS-3, but we do notice this pattern sitting over the back here. So we're going to put a couple of rounds into him. 2 rounds there. Third one hits the rock, but we are just moving forward slightly, and we pop the last shell into him. So we're on a reload. Patu's been putting out his shells. He's on a reload as well. Now, he's lower hit points than me, so I'm going to push out in front of this IS-3. Hopefully I'll take the shot from him, which I do, and I get a very lovely bounce in return for my valiant effort of pushing out there and willing to take the damage. We clear out the IS-3. Patu has dealt much more damage to this pattern, and we're just going to clear him out too. Now, I've got 1 shell left in the chamber, and this heavy is not going to last long. So there's no point in reloading here. I'll just pull up, I'll get a shot into the back of him, and then Patu with his 4 shells can roll in here and just clear him out. So he gets 1 shot in there, he gets a 2nd shot there, leaving him on 19 hit points. He bounces his 3rd shot, unfortunately. I'm almost reloaded, and Patu bounces his 4th shot. Unfortunately, I don't manage to yoink that kill. Someone else kills him just a second before I fire. But all in all, the value of holding a flank, securing it, and using that to your advantage there helped me get that ace mastery. 3,778 damage with a total return of 101,000 credits. So amazing game there, and I couldn't have done it without my teammate Patu. We just basically slaughtered the enemy team, and all of our heavies in that were able to hold the line. So that's our 2nd match for you. Now our 3rd match we're going to jump into right now. Now this one is also one of my matches. I'm in the VK 90.01p, and we are on Canyon. I did send this out to a couple other YouTubers, just seeing if they wanted to use it, but since none of them have yet, I figured I'll put it into this mastery. I mean, it's a very, very good mastery, and definitely worth it. So, normally, I don't find myself in a heavy on this map. Every time I come on this map, I'm normally in a medium, a light tank, or a tank destroyer. So I don't tend to play the heavy side of this map too often, but I can tell you the few things that I do know about playing this map in a heavy. Now, if you've got nothing out in the middle, nothing lighting up the enemy team, you don't want to stop while you're driving out to this cap point out the edge here. I mean, if you stop anywhere from this rock onwards, you're opening yourself up and the side of your tank up to multiple shots from the middle of the map where I've just pinged. And none of our team is interested in lighting that up for us. So, as you can see, I'm already spotted, which doesn't bode well for me. We've got a whole bunch of tanks moving in here. It's nice to see both of their mediums are over here though. It means that there's less of a chance of being shot from the centre of the map. But we are just going to stay safe. We're going to keep side scraping, and we're just going to slowly advance our position and just keep pushing the enemy tanks back here. Now, every time they look like they've got a shot on me, I'm just going to pull into the side scraping position just to hope for these bounces like that one there. Thank you, Progetto. So, we do take 2 shells there. We've blocked both of them, which puts us over 1,000 block damage. And our our Waffle, sorry, not being the happiest, F you, he says. I don't know what he's got his panties up in a bunch about. He must have got shot by something. And that risky shot of mine just completely misses. Anyhow, we move forward again because we have pushed these tanks back. We again get into a side scraping position. As you notice, a lot of my teammates are now sitting back. They're not pushing up with me. They're not being aggressive. But I need to be aggressive here. I need to be able to keep pushing these tanks back, stopping tanks like that VK from getting into strong positions. You need to control this map area. If you lose ground here on either side, you tend to end up fighting a very hard losing battle. So if you're on the enemy team and you get to this position, you need to push up, you need to be aggressive, and you need to take these buildings. If you're on this team here, you need to stop the team advancing up. Now, I'm just using this rock to hide my lower glacis plate, which that KPF realised, and he wasn't even going to bother trying to fire at me. Now, I do take a nasty little shot there, which doesn't help, and there is a T110E3. Now, that's a very dangerous tank to deal with. We do manage to get a nice shot into his lower plate, and he misses entirely. So, I'm happy. He's not, but I am. And as you can see, my teammates are not the healthiest at the moment. We're going to try and put a shot through this guy's track wheel. We don't get the damage, but we do get the track shot. And my team, they're not doing very well. They're dying at this point. All of them have taken a lot of hits from these guys, even though they've been sitting back and playing very passively. So I'm going to get more aggressive. I've got the hit points, I've got the armor, I'm going to get more aggressive. I'm going to take more shots from these guys just to take the attention off of my teammates. And that's exactly what you need to do. Now notice that WZ was pulling out. I do manage to get the lucky track shot there, which soaks up all of the damage. And we're just going to start using this call to plug rounds into them. Now that WZ is going to keep hassling me this whole game. And good on him too. I mean, maybe pick the time a bit better and choose when to pull out and shoot at your enemies, but he does a good job. He's the one tank who's giving me a constant rain of fire. So he's trying to keep me suppressed. All of these tanks are trying to keep me suppressed. I take another track shot there from this Jaegeroo, and my teammate clears him out. Now, again, true to his nature, this WZ wants another piece of me. He pulls forward, I shoot him in the side, and once again get that track shot which soaks up all of the damage. We're now on 4,390 block damage with 3,500 damage. We clear out that TD there, we get another bounce from the WZ, and we're going to ignore him. I know he wants a piece of me, but we're going to deal with the more heavily armoured VK just because he's the one my teammates are going to struggle with the most again. So we do manage to get the shot into him there, and my teammate does come in beside him here and clear him out in just a second, which leaves me free now to focus the last of my shots onto this WZ, who was the last surviving tank of the enemy team. So this match turned out really well, and hopefully we can pick up the kill on this guy just like that to end the match. 5,450 blocked damage there, just playing very passively, but at the same time putting as much pressure on the enemy team as I can to help my teammates out. Get the Ace Mastery, get the Scout Badge, get the Steel Wall, get a nice 105,000 credits to go with that nice amount of damage there. And with that, we end the third mastery of today's matches. And we're going to go on to the fourth in just a second. So hang in there, keep watching. Now, this last one is sent in to us by CoOpOwl from a Discord server. He is driving the AMX 50B Veteran, and he's on Yukon. Now, the AMX 50B, it's like the two tanks before it. It's an auto-loader. It can do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time, but it does suffer from that long reload and a lack of armor. Now, you can see him pulling up here to what I love this position, just purely because of how passive it is. At the same time, you can get some amazing shots off from here. Now, his team have spotted the AMX 30B over there, and CoOperative's going to spot up a couple of more of them in just a second here. Right there, that IS-4, spotting him lets CoOperative know that the heavies have come out this side. He does have a light tank up by the base capture there, and unfortunately his team has not lit that hill, so he does take a shot there. Now, he's got no shots going on. There's a lot of his teammates here all jostling for position, so CoOperative does the right thing here. He turns his tank around and he repositions. There's no point in messing around for positions where you're going to get shot and you can't see enemies. He's in crossfire, he knows it, so he's getting himself out. He's going to do the right thing and put himself in a better position where he's not in crossfire. Now, this Leopard 1, he's just died. CoOperative's like, good job Leo, you know, standard. I mean, tier 10, come on, you can't be YOLO rushing enemies like that, especially in a tank like the Leopard. It's got no armor. It's got amazing damage per minute though. Don't put yourself in the firing line like that. It's no reason for it. Now, kudos to CoOperative. He doesn't manage to get the last shell on that other tank, but he does wait long enough to clear the IS-4. Now he notices that OG Mother Lover there from the rival clan is being pressured by these three tanks. He's going to type in just a second, let him know he's coming to help him, you know. And these two tanks, CoOpOwl and the OG Mother Lover there, they are the reason that this team wins. I mean, the cooperation between these two, even though they're not in a platoon, baiting out their T125 just like that, getting those shots in, nice clearance there, and he manages to get the last shell into the Hori as well. And now that he's on a reload, you're going to notice he's pulling back. Now he's not pulling right back to start with, he knows the IS-4 is coming his way, and because he's got that long reload, he is going to stay out of sight of that IS-4. He's got his camouflage reset now, the IS-4 thinks that he's buggered off, and he's going to do what the AMX 50B does best, surprise his enemy with a fully loaded clip. IS-4 does manage to get a shot into him there, but the teamwork between OG Mother Lover and CoOpOwl takes him out. The Hori knows that the object's fired, starts pushing forward, and CoOpOwl does manage to put a shot in there. His last one, he is on a reload, and the Hori is going straight for OG Mother Lover. Now, OG does an amazing job, he gets another round into him. Unfortunately, the Hori does clear him, which was the right move by the Hori. If he had stayed back, he might not have gotten that clearance kill, and both of these tanks could be alive to shoot at him. Now, CoOperative does spot the VK, he gets a nice shot into him, does miss that last little snapshot there, but I mean, he needed to reload anyway, so it was worth the risk in my opinion to take that shot. As he's reloading, he's relocating as well. He's moving around the back. He knows he's got a grill that's one shot there. The grill knows he's coming from this direction, which is dangerous, but so long as he's fast enough and gets that shot off and clears him, he's going to be safe. Now, his teammate here is about to die. He does have 2 shells left in his clip, and that's all he's going to need to clear this VK. Now, he's got very solid frontal armor, so he does switch to their premium rounds, which was the right move. And to stop the Sheridan from circling him, he runs in, gets the ram, gets the lovely bounce there, and he's almost fully reloaded. So the Sheridan's doing the right thing. He's going to try and run away, but Cooperative, he's just going to take his time. He's going to aim up, he's going to get that nice lovely max roll there with the track shot, loads up an HE round, puts it through the bottom of his tank, and finishes him off for the win. Now, that was just superb gameplay in the AMX 50B. It doesn't get much better or cleaner than that for a match. 6,203 damage, nice 37,000 credit return, 5 kills, ace mastery, takes all the bells and whistles there and the badges and ribbons, top of his team, and I mean, great job there to his teammates. The E3 for holding off the flank where the allies and enemies had started off the match, and the Object 260 from Rival there, just putting in the effort and working with Cooperative to hold off those heavy tanks and that Ho-Ri that was going to cause their team a lot of issues. So, great matches sent in by everyone there today. Thank you for sending them in. I hope all of you enjoyed watching today's matches. Please, if you did, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. It will help my channel immensely. And at 500 subs, I will be doing that giveaway that I've been speaking of. And yes, you will hear me say that in many of my videos leading up to the point where it happens. So bear with me on that one. Cheers, guys. Until next time, stay safe, use cover.